What's up, everybody? It's your boy Tay Tay the Savior back with you guys with another video for today. Now, before we get into my predictions, I want you to help me get through this algorithm by liking this video and hitting the bell on the subscribe notifications and leaving a comment down below. Also, I have Mega Man X6 LP out on my channel right now, so if you guys haven't checked it out, then I'll put the playlist at the end of the video so you guys can get a chance to watch it. Alright, and now we get into WWE and Atlanta weekend. Let's be honest. WWE is going to Atlanta to counter AEW because AEW has an all-in show that weekend. And I feel like the build to Saturday Night's Main Event, Great American Bash, and Evolution has been absolute trash so far. Like, they have 3 pay-per-views. They've oversaturated us with wrestling. And because of that, the shows have suffered. The matches have suffered. The crowds on these shows have suffered. And it's all on TKO. And especially on Evolution, which many felt that it is a sham. And I feel like the women are being set up to fail. And once it does, they will be the ones to blame. And we will not get another Evolution show for the next 7 months. 7 years. Because I feel like Evolution should have went last weekend on July 5th in Connecticut. But since WWE wants to be so petty, they had to put it on this week, and they had to oversaturate with all these shows. NXT, I know most of us are not going to watch NXT. I'm not watching NXT live. I have a cultural thing to attend to, so there's no way I'm missing that over this stack of shit. Because look at the card. And I'm going to go over the Great American Bash right now. So first off is Devon Evans versus Jasper Troy. I'm loving Jasper Troy so far. He looks like a beast. He is the winner of WWE LFG Season 1. I like the look. I like his presence. Devon Evans, he's great. He's a little rough on the edges, but it is what it is. As for my prediction, Jasper Troy should win. This is his first pay-per-view match. WWE is super high on Jasper Troy. He just got an NXT Championship match against Oprah Femi, which he shined. So, it'll be an easy win for him. Next up is the Falls Count Anywhere match. Ethan Page puts the title on the line against Ricky Saints. I feel like both men are ready for the main roster. Ethan Page is more than ready for the main roster, I would give the title back to Ricky Saints and send Ethan Page to the main roster, well, where he can join Seth Rollins' group with Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. Because Ethan Page, he fits the bill. I feel like he is the perfect fall guy for the established man. And also, Ethan Page has history with CM Punk because CM Punk was the one who refereed the NXT Championship match back on the CW premiere episode of NXT. So I definitely see a title change this Saturday. Yeah. For the NXT Women's North American Championship, Sol Ruka puts the belt on the line against Izzy Dane. I am going with Sol Ruka to retain. Again, they are telling the story with Sol Ruka and Zarya. They have a WWE Tag Team title opportunity the next day on Evolution, which I'll get to at a later point. So, should be an easy win for Sol. Next up, we have the tag team match featuring Jordynne Grace and formerly Mariah May, now Blake Monroe, taking on Jacy Jayne and Fallon Henley of Fatal Influence. I've liked the debut of Blake Monroe. She's so great. WWE, that was a W move from them, putting her on NXT so she can establish herself. Now, Blake Monroe, she's now babyface, but I did hear a report that she will be a heel in the future. So I can't wait for that. I do think she is better as a heel than a face. And if you watch AEW like that, then Mariah May and Toni Storm both did in AEW. So I do think that Monroe is a megastar. Jordynne Grace, she has an NXT championship match against Jacy Jayne on Evolution. So they just wanted to give us a little appetizer for Evolution. So my prediction is the babyface team will take the win. I am liking the odd pairing of Blake and Jordynne Grace. I watched NXT this past Tuesday night when Blake called Jordynne Grace her muscle muffin, and I think they're going to play it along a little bit. So that's my prediction. And for the NXT Championship, Obafemi puts the belt on the line against Yoshiki Inamura. Now, Obafemi, he does not have a bad match. But the problem is that NXT's men's division is absolute abysmal, and they had to pluck Inamura from out of nowhere and put him in this spot. Inamura is great. Oba's great. They're gonna tear the house down. I'm going with Obafemi to retain. Obafemi should retain, and hopefully they find some credible challenges for Oba. That's it for the NXT Great American Bash. What do you think about the card so far? I think it's terrible. I think overall it should have been a TV special because aren't they like taping an NXT show somewhere in Philadelphia? I feel like they should have put it on that show and called it the Great American Bash instead of Saturday afternoon because they put NXT in a very tough spot against AW All In. Nobody's gonna be talking about Great American Bash. Everybody's gonna be talking about All In. So I think they did themselves a disservice. All right, now let's go to the Saturday night's main event. First up, Solo Sikoa versus Jimmy Uso for the WWE United States Championship. I gotta ask, why? Didn't we see Jacob Fatu pin Solo Sikoa last week on a taped SmackDown? Which, by the way, I'm happy that SmackDown is 2 hours, but the show last week, it felt boring. More bloodline nonsense in the main event. Who cares? Jimmy versus Sikoa. Who cares? Solo's gonna retain. I felt like the reason why it was on the card is because they wanted to round up to 4 matches or 5 matches. I think they should just keep it at 4. I do think they're gonna add another segment with Cody Rhodes in it, maybe John Cena or a contract signing or some. I don't know, but to me, it felt like a throwaway match. Again, Solo Sikoa retains easily. Next match, Randy Orton goes one-on-one against Drew McIntyre. I'm so happy that Drew McIntyre is back on WWE television. He is much needed on SmackDown because without Drew McIntyre, these shows are a drag to sit through. And I'm happy that McIntyre got some rest. I hope he's healed up. And this should be a win for Drew McIntyre. Randy Orton is bulletproof. He can take a loss. Next is LA Knight against Seth Rollins. Now, for the past number of weeks, LA Knight has been popping up on Raw. Rollins and his crew been popping up on SmackDown. And I really, really hope that LA Knight is moved permanently to Raw so that he can feud with the top names like Seth Rollins, Gunther, maybe go for the Intercontinental Championship against people like Dom Mysterio, AJ Styles, and Penta, Sami Zayn, Seth Rollins. How do you feel about Seth Rollins' faction so far? I do get the vibe, but the problem with the faction is that it's only Seth Rollins speaking, it's only Paul Heyman speaking. We haven't heard Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed speak until this past Monday on Raw when Braun Breaker took the mic from Seth Rollins and he spoke and Bronson Reed spoke. To me, honestly, that was the best part of the Empire, as they're now calling it, which I do think it's a nice name to it. After this match, I'm giving the win to Seth Rollins because he is Mr. Money in the Bank. Rollins needs to win. Period. Point blank. And last but not least, Goldberg. One more match will be against Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. This match should not go over 3 or 5 minutes. Goldberg is gassed. He is washed. Did you see him coming out to the ring this past Monday night when he punched Gunther? Like, he is so exhausted. And I know you get all the nostalgia fans out there saying, oh, you're just hating. Goldberg is so great. Like, dude can only do like 2 moves, a spear and a jackhammer. And them jackhammers lately, those jackhammers were so terrible. Like, I remember seeing Goldberg drop The Undertaker on the back, on his head, almost killing him. He almost did the same thing to The Fiend. He can't even do none of them jackhammers right nowadays. And I know that Bill Goldberg has always wanted a retirement match. He didn't like the way he went out against Roman Reigns at Elimination Chamber. I feel like Lesnar and Goldberg in WrestleMania 33 should have been it. That was a perfect send-off. And Gunther hasn't had a bad match. And the reason why they're doing this in Atlanta because they have history, which dates all the way back to Bad Blood, when Gunther talks about Goldberg's son, Gage. So that's the reason why this match is happening. Gunther should 1000% retain the World Heavyweight Championship. There don't need to be no cash-ins. Goldberg shouldn't win no championship. If I see any other conclusion with Bill Goldberg winning the World title, I'm going to be pissed. Unless you're this stupid to put it on him because of AEW All In and Hangman Page possibly dethroning Jon Moxley, there is no way that Goldberg should win the world title in big 2025. No way. So that's how I feel about that. What do you think about the matches? Let me take a sip of water and we will go right on to Evolution. I said what I said about Evolution. I do feel like it was set up to fail. I feel bad for the woman. I feel like they're going to get the blame if it flops. But let's get into the NXT Women's Championship. Jacy Jayne defense against Jordan Grace. Now, on TNA, they're doing the Slammiversary the week after Evolution, and Masha Slamovich will put her TNA Knockouts Championship against the winner of JC Jane versus Jordan Jane. It's going to be a toughest title, winner take all. I have an very unpopular opinion. I love Jordan Grace. Do I think Jordan Grace will be champion? Yes. But for some reason, I do think that JC Jane is somehow going to escape Atlanta and escape Evolution as the NXT Women's Champion. And we get Masha versus JC, champ versus champ, title versus title, winner take all. And my prediction is that Masha takes both belts. Simple as that. Next up, a fatal four-way tag team match for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. The Judgment Days, Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez, who is replacing Liv Morgan as her tag team championship partner. They defend against Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss from SmackDown, Sovuka and Zarya from NXT, and Asuka and Kairi Sane from Monday Night Raw. Now, originally, we were supposed to get Liv Morgan versus Nikki Bella at Evolution with Raquel and Brie Bella involved, possibly a tag team title match with 2-on-2. I do think the Bellas were going to win it, but Liv Morgan's injury derailed all that. So I'm going with Raquel and Roxanne to retain the titles. Charlotte and Alexa could get the titles maybe at SummerSlam. Sovuka and Zarya, no chance. Kabuki Warriors, no chance. And with that being said, let's get into the no holds barred match against Jade Cargill one-on-one with Naomi, a WrestleMania rematch. This is easily a Jade Cargill win. She just won Queen of the Ring. She is heading into SummerSlam to face either Tiffany or Trish Stratus. It could be Naomi. She's missed Money in the Bank. I feel like Naomi could take a loss here, which I am going to get right into the Women's Championship match with Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus. Now, this match has no build whatsoever. Okay, let's be honest. The way we got there was rushed. But it makes sense that Tiffany granted Trish Stratus a championship match because they both teamed together at Toronto in Elimination Chamber earlier this year against Candice LeRae and Nia Jax, who Tiffany has had history with for months. And this should easily be a Tiffany Stratton win. Does Naomi cash in? Possibly or possibly not. Alright, and we got a Evolution Battle Royal. Winner gets a championship match at Classic Paris. The participants are Nikki Bella, Stephanie Valkyrie, Ivan Nile, Nia Jax, Natalia, Maxine Dupree, Kalani Jordan, Jada Parker, Lola Vice, Last Legend, Izzy Dane, Tatum Paxley, Zelina Vega, Julia, and Candice LeRae. Those are the participants announced so far. I do think we might see some legends in there or some TNA wrestlers involved. I'm going with Stephanie Vaquer to win. She is my pick personally. I am super high on Stephanie Vaquer. She is so great. All right. And the penultimate match is Becky Lynch defending against Bayley and Lyra Valkyria in a triple threat match for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Now, this match is easily the best belt match out of all the matches on Evolution. Easily. Love all three of these girls. Becky Lynch has killed it as a heel. Bayley came back. She's absolutely killed it. Lyra has killed it this year. And I do think that they are going to set the bar high. And I see them opening the show. Becky Lynch retains. I do think we get Becky and Lyra one-on-one at SummerSlam and some sort of a stipulation. And last but not least, Rhea Ripley challenges Io Sky for the WWE Women's World Championship. I know all you Rhea Ripley haters are groaning and moaning and complaining that she gets this many title opportunities, that she's always in the big spots. WWE has not done Io Sky any favors whatsoever. I mean, how appalling has Io Sky's championship reign been booked? Ever since WrestleMania, Io Sky has had zero defenses. Zero. And that's no excuse. And I know that she was supposed to defend against Liv. Liv got hurt. But you couldn't find someone else that Io Sky can defend against during the past 3 months? Like, do better, Triple H. Do better, creative. I know you love Io Sky. I love Io Sky. She's one of the greatest female wrestlers on a roster right now. And you're not using her to the best of her abilities. You're not putting her in the ring because I know she can kill it. Kill it. Io Sky and Rhea Ripley put on one of the best triple threat matches in WrestleMania history with Bianca Belair, who I hope to see at SummerSlam weekend. And I do think she's going to play a role in Jade and Naomi's story, but you couldn't find anything for Io Sky to do. You put in backstage promos, backstage segments, and you had her choose Rhea Ripley as her opponent. And I love Rhea Ripley. I do think she's great, but the Rhea hate is so forced and so unnecessary. Every time I go on Twitter, I check these outrageous, and I mean outrageous tweets saying that, oh, she's up the way to the top. Like, excuse me? We're gonna use that as why she's on the top? No. I'm sorry. If you're one of these people that use explanations like that, like, you're completely moron. That's all I have to say about that. As of my prediction, this could go either way. Either Io Sky retains and we get Io versus Asuka. I want to see that. Or I can see Rhea Ripley winning because WWE has Crown Jewel in Perth, Australia. And I'm thinking, is WWE wanting to bring Rhea Ripley into Perth as champion, just like last year's Elimination Chamber show where she walked in as champion and walked out as champion? Honestly, I'm going with Io Sky to retain the title. I'm so sorry. Io Sky deserves better. If Rhea wins, what good would it do? I just want the best for Io Sky, and I want Triple H and WWE to do better and book the women right, and hopefully the belt to SummerSlam and the shows going on get better treatment, because this title reign of Io Sky, this ain't it. So, whew, that was a lot, guys. What you think about Evolution? What you think about Saturday Night's Main Event? What you think about Great American Bash? Comment down below. Don't forget to hit that like button. Share this channel. And hit the bell notifications to subscribe. And let's get this into the algorithm. And I will see you next time. I'm out.